my opinion, this is the most difficult form of window washing that we do as window cleaners. It is old timber Georgian sash windows. Now, a big part of our market is prestigious homes. Now, this isn't a particularly big one, but on the bigger ones where you can be up 3 stories, 50, 60 foot poling, very awkward to pole Georgian sash windows. So I'm going to show you at ground level the technique that we use, and then obviously as you improve you can go to first floor, second, third floor, and obviously when you get higher and higher, that's where the upper body strength comes in, because the brush head control that you need is imperative to doing a cracking job. So let's crack on and just show you the basic technique I use with washing old timber Georgian sash windows. Now, in an ideal world, if it was a huge building and you had one person on top, one person on bottom, I'd be using a 6-foot pole for these ones. Some of the bigger jobs we do, literally these Georgian windows can be like 12, 15 foot high, 8 foot wide, really big windows. For these reasonable size Georgian panes, and I'm working on my own today, so I'm just literally, I've dropped down with the 30-foot pole, compressed it up, and I'll use the 30-foot pole to do these bottoms. The frames, when I say frames, I mean the exterior frames of the windows. You can see they're really shiny. Now, I wash these every other time, yeah, the frames, because otherwise it prolongs the drying time. Water running down out of the frames, you know, it's quicker if I every other time just wash the frames, and then the next time in between cleans just do the routine clean, bang, done. It's quicker. Right, so I'm just going to show you the basic technique for window washing on old timber Georgian sash windows. Brush head up against the top, square against the top of the frame, yeah? Not the head, which is above, which was washed last month, the top of the frame. Agitate slightly, next one, next one, next one. Good scrub at the cross members. Now, you don't want to be flicking water up above the top of the frame, underneath the head of the frame, because that can run down and leave runs. So that's why I'm top of the frame, nice and accurate. Now, these are done monthly. That's why I'm not hanging around and spending all day doing it. They're done monthly, they're kept up together. Now, the rinse. The rinse is so important in washing in general, not just in old timber frames, but the rinse, so accurate. Just on the line of the top of the frame. Now coming down. Top sash done. Bottom sash, this is where the problems can occur. What you don't want is for water to get up underneath here, in between the top sash and the bottom sash. That's where the problems occur, because water gets splashed up in between there. You've got all the dirt and the gunge up there, and when you've walked away, it will drag all that dirt out and run down onto the bottom sashes. That will be, at the very least, a complaint, worst, a cancellation, and then they're bad mouthing you to every Tom, Dick and Harry. So the bottom sash is the very important part of washing timber sash frames. Now, if you were washing the first, second, third floor, you could get the brush head like that and square on the top of the frame, but you can't when you're doing ground floor. So you're best to come from the side. So you come from the side, so your bristles are at the top of the frame on the bottom sash. Come down, good scrub of the cross member, and again. Good scrub of the cross member. This part here is dirt, whatever gathers on here, and when you rinse will run down. So good scrub of the cross member always. Seals. Now the rinse, I always run the brush head, the bristles along the bottom of the top sash to knock any drips off, taking care not to let the jets from the brush head get water up in between the top sash and the bottom sash. Now this bit here, this is the top sash obviously and the bottom sash here. Now the gap up here in between the top and bottom sash, that is the forbidden zone. That is where you do not want any magic water going up, because the water goes up in between the sashes and it will drag all the crap out and leave runs. A lot of the time, not until after you've gone, so you won't know. So this is how you rinse so accurately that you don't get that. So here we go. We run the brush head. You see what I mean? I've got my brush head angled up so the bristles are just knocking off the drips on the top sash. Yeah? The bristles are just knocking off the drips on the top sash, and I'm not allowing the jets here to go up underneath in between the sashes and cause rubbish to run down. So that's the drips knocked off. So here we go, and now we have the rinse, and you're rinsing just on the top of the frame, not in between the sashes. And then coming down, and we're done. Perfect. So you're literally bristles across here. You've angled your jets so that they're not going to go up into between the sashes. You've taken the drips off. Now the rinse. You are rinsing so accurately at the top of that frame. And this is so important you don't get any water up in between the sashes. There we go. And that is just about perfect. So that is how we wash an old timber framed Georgian sash. Right, I'm going to finish up here. It's Friday afternoon. I'm going to go and get my hair cut. Have a good weekend, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe for me. Thank you very much. Much appreciated you viewing this video. Bully out.